Hey yo, what's going on? How you doing? I've got a book here, and I got something here. I don't even remember what it is. I remember there was something somewhere that sounded cool, so I went and bought it, and I didn't even really know much about what I was getting. So maybe this is it. Maybe this is a letter from Airmail Par Avion telling me that I am a Nigerian prince and I got a bunch of gold coming to me. Or maybe it's the thing I ordered that I can't remember what it was, and I haven't bothered looking it up since I just picked up the mail, come in the house, and fired this mother up. So you're gonna see what I see when I see it. See? That's just some of the things that go through my mind. That's an answer to a question that nobody ever asked. What's going through the terrific one's mind? Anyway, there you go. You got something. You know something. Or you know nothing. One or the other. Stuck to my fingers there. It's very thin. Whatever it is, it didn't cost much. But it kind of looks cool, man. Cool, man. I didn't know what I was getting when I ordered it. I don't know what I got now that I got it. That's the way it goes around here. So what did I order? I ordered Gods of Darkness by F. Scott Fitzgerald. You ever heard of F. Scott Fitzgerald? Am I getting taller? Am I getting shorter? What's going on here? Cut my own head off. Don't ever do that to yourself. F. Scott Fitzgerald, Gods of Darkness. Now, what I probably should have done was I probably should have looked this stuff up. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. Forgive me or don't. One way or the other. This edition is limited to 250 copies for sale, and I got copy number 35. I got that going for me, which is nice. Now, what is Gods of Darkness? If I remember right, F. Scott Fitzgerald, holy cow, what's this thing? I got something stuck in here. It's stuck in here, taped on, glued on, something like that. I don't remember. I should have paid more attention. I should have looked this stuff up. But anyway, something's stuck in there. Picture looks pretty cool. F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote some horror. Didn't know that, and that's probably why I bought this. Plus, Sangrail Press 2021. It's a cool name too. I don't even remember where I saw the ad for this thing, but when I saw it, F. Scott Fitzgerald horror, Gods of Darkness, limited to 250 copies, and I want to say maybe 15 bucks shipped to the United States. 15 bucks for a little book like that sounds like a lot, but for me, I can afford 15 bucks when it comes to cool stuff. Now, what I'll have to do is probably read this one, because when I saw Gods of Darkness, I almost remember something about it not being in print anywhere. I didn't see anything on the internet where I could read it online or anybody reviewing it to say much about it. Just secondhand mentions and among other short stories from F. Scott Fitzgerald. But anyway, here's what I got. It looks really cool. It's got a neat little picture stuck in the front. It's got an old-fashioned looking designed cover. And this is my first of hearing about the publisher, hearing about the story, Gods of Darkness, the publisher, Sangrail Press, and my first book, chapbook from them to go on the shelves here. I've got F. Scott Fitzgerald. I've got the Gatsby from Century Press, and I've got that going for me, which is nice. I'll stick this with that. And that's the only thing I've ever read of F. Scott Fitzgerald, Gatsby. I read it in school, probably 9th or 10th grade. Don't remember which. Mrs. Landers, Carol Landers. She didn't like to be called Carol. She had us read Great Gatsby. And I read the book, and man, it didn't tickle the fancy of 12 or 13-year-old terrific here. Grown up, read it again. It made a whole lot more sense. It entertained me a whole lot more. But the importance of The Great Gatsby to me was it was one of the first books that I actually read. Mrs. Landers and others, I had her 3 out of 4 years in high school. Her and others had tried to get this guy to read books, and I had always found ways out of reading books and still passing those classes. Nothing to brag about, but I wasn't excited about reading a book. The Gatsby was probably the first one that I decided to give it a shot. It went all right. I didn't love it, but it got me in a habit. I read another book that I didn't love, Slumber of My German Soldier, or something like that. Thank you, Miss Landers, another one. I didn't love that one. I liked that one far less than Gatsby. But then she decided to bring us Alas, Babylon by Pat Frank. And to this day, I'm 45 years old now, to this day, it's still my very favorite book ever written. I've only read a couple others by Pat Frank. They were good. Nothing like Alas, Babylon to me. And I've probably read Alas, Babylon 4 or 5 times. It's the only book I've ever read that many times. There's so many other books to read. I'm not interested in reading the same one over and over again, but that one really stuck with me. Anyway, this is the only other thing I've got from F. Scott Fitzgerald. I'll read this one directly. And there are actually a couple of others that I've heard of that sound kind of interesting from the author. I'll probably give them a shake whenever I run across a cheap softcover copy or a cheap copy, period, at some bookstore sometime. I would check it out from the library, but here in Brooksville, Florida, libraries are not for working people. They close early, they're closed on the weekends, they open late in the morning. This guy's never anywhere near a library when it seems to be open. So I resort to used books for things that I just want to read. Of course, I collect books, so the nice books go on the shelves, and I tend to not want to read them. I'd rather read something I can use and abuse. I can take in the vehicle. I can go sit out in the yard. I can eat something, drink something, not worry about screwing the book up. But I'll read this one, and that's a whole lot of words for a very little bit of saying. But if you get a chance, I would imagine this thing still may have some availability out there. It's kind of neat. I don't think it was a waste of my moolah, and I don't think it'll be a waste of yours. So give it a shake, give it a shot. Buy one. It comes from the United Kingdom. They'll get it to you pretty fast. Seems like 2 weeks. I don't know. So I didn't think it'd be here this quick. It came faster than I thought. Get one for your own. And if you don't like it, well, you're out 15 bucks. Sorry. My fault. Shouldn't have recommended it. But anyway, I think it's pretty cool. I'll read it. Hopefully it's terrific. Vaya con Dios. Hasta la vista. Because I stole the Winnebago.